Hello young guys, good evening. You are welcome in the zoology class organized by Society of Career Technology and Jan Vikas Mahasabha. We were talking about carbohydrate metabolism. And I had told you that some basic concepts are very essential to understand in the beginning. After that, we can enter in the detail. So for some of the basic classes, structural formula based reactions is not required. So students of basic class can leave it. Some of students of higher classes may need it, so they can use it. So first of all, we have to understand that what are the crucial steps in between glycolysis and Krebs cycle. We discussed about phosphorylation, electron transport chain, and ATP. And we discussed that from glucose, one by one hydrogen atoms come out, they ionize, and then their energy is utilized in phosphorylation of ADP to form ATP. So, and I also told you that for all steps, it is not required that you remember the names of different enzymes one by one. In the beginning, if you have a problem, you just keep it in your mind that there are three types of reactions. One where isomerization is there, the enzyme will be called isomerase. At certain places, CO2 is removed, the enzyme is carboxylase or decarboxylase. And then at certain places, hydrogen atom is removed, the reactions are called dehydrogenase. So if the removal of hydrogen from malic acid, the enzyme will be called malic acid dehydrogenase. If it is removal of hydrogen from succinic acid, it will be called succinic acid dehydrogenase this way. So before going to the details at the level of functional group, what changes are taking place in the functional group at the level of structural formula, let us scan the basic steps. We have discussed about glycolysis. In the Krebs cycle, the glycolysis ends from pyruvic acid. From pyruvic acid, the first step is that there is a removal of CO2 by a dehydrogenase, and this hydrogen is removed, goes to ETS. Acetyl CH3CO group remains, which is a radical. Immediately it binds with a coenzyme A to form acetyl coenzyme A, and acetyl coenzyme A actually enters in the Krebs cycle. It binds with a 4-carbon atom oxaloacetic acid to form a 6-carbon acid citric acid. Now, in the beginning, there is an isomerization. In isomerization, what happens? There is removal of H and OH from 2 carbons, and they are removed, and again they are added just in a reverse order. So they are changed into isocitric acid. So first of all, at the level of isocitric acid and alpha ketoglutarate acid, there is a removal of hydrogen which goes into electron transport chain. Then alpha ketoglutarate acid to succinyl coenzyme A, again the removal of third hydrogen atom which goes to ETS. There is a difference here. From the succinyl coenzyme A, succinic acid is formed, and this is a substrate level phosphorylation where only due to molecular orientation change and redistribution of energy, a little amount of energy comes out which goes into substrate level phosphorylation and it is used in formation of GTP, then it is utilized by 1 ATP. And after that, succinic acid is oxidized into fumaric acid. Here also dehydrogenation is taking place, but there is a difference. Here the excited electron of the hydrogen is not taken by first hydrogen acceptor, but rather second hydrogen acceptor, FAD. So here it is taken by FAD and only 2 ATP are produced at a time. Then fumaric acid changes to malic acid. Again, the fifth step in between malic acid and oxaloacetic acid, the fifth dehydrogenation takes place. which goes to electron transport chain. Oxaloacetic acid is formed and it again binds with acetyl coenzyme A to form isocytric acid. I would say you once again that if you are very clear about the basic fundamentals, if you forget 1-2 steps in the between, it is not going to make any difference. It is possible, so don't worry about that. Now let us see for students of advanced classes that how actually the functional groups are uniting or separating from the molecule, and at the level of structural formula what changes are taking place. So you start with, in glycolysis you start with glucose, 6 carbon molecule. At 6 carbon, 1 ATP gives a phosphate, it binds with it. Here P is actually H2PO3, the phosphate anion. Glucose 6-phosphate is formed. Then it isomerizes to fructose 6-phosphate. One more phosphate is taken from ATP, binds with carbon number 1. So fructose 1,6-diphosphate is formed. So there is nothing discrepancy here. Important point is here that at this level there is splitting in the middle in the fructose 1,6-diphosphate molecule, you can see here. So now 2 molecules are formed which are 3 carbon compounds. One, the dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and other 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. Now this is the crucial step. In 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, actually after this 1 dehydrogenation takes place. Hydrogen is taken by and goes to electron transport chain, and it is oxidized to 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid. And at 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid, again there is substrate level phosphorylation. At 2 points substrate level phosphorylation takes place. First is this one, 1,3-diphosphoglyceric acid to 3-phosphoglyceric acid, 1 ATP is formed here. Second, 2-phosphoglyceric, it is isomerized into 2-phosphoglyceric acid. It changes into phosphoenol pyruvic acid, and here again in between phosphoenol pyruvic acid to pyruvic acid, a substrate level phosphorylation takes place where only 1 ATP is formed. So now this pyruvic acid, it is the end of glycolysis, but its fate is different during aerobic and anaerobic respiration. During aerobic respiration, it enters into the Krebs cycle reactions. In anaerobic respiration, if it is in plants, it is changed into ethyl alcohol, and if it is animal cell, then it is changed into lactic acid. Now let us see what happens during Krebs cycle. Now, the Krebs cycle starts from acetyl coenzyme A. It binds with oxaloacetic acid, and you can see here that here acetyl coenzyme A, acetyl has been labeled from other color pencil. While trying in your copy, you can take this precaution. Oxaloacetic acid is of different color. Now at this point, they two bind to form citric acid. As I told you, there is removal of OH and H at this level, and again they will unite with the same compound, but OH will combine here, H will combine here. So first of all, there is removal of HOH to form cis-aconitic acid. Here OH and here H is removed. Then again HOH is added, but at different place. So it forms isocytric acid. Now in isocytric acid, here there is dehydrogenation to form oxalosuccinic acid, and then there is removal of CO2 to form alpha-ketogluteric acid. The third dehydrogenation takes place at the level of alpha-ketogluteric acid to succinyl coenzyme A. Here one important point is that in between succinyl coenzyme and succinic acid, there is substrate level phosphorylation. It makes only 1 ATP at a time. Dehydrogenation in succinic acid forms the excited electron of hydrogen, but it is taken by FAD, so only 2 ATP are formed. Now the succinic acid is changed to fumaric acid. Here hydrogen is removed, here NaOH is added, it forms malic acid. You can take this precaution that while drawing in your copy, you can color from different color pencils. And then malic acid, the fifth dehydrogenation takes place to form oxaloacetic acid. So I have told you that in the beginning it appears very cumbersome, but when you draw it yourself 3 times at least, then it becomes easy, and for the whole time it will become clear in your mind. Thank you very much.